We pack bees. Bees stand for beautiful people.
Yes.
My fault for the technical difficulties. I swear to you, I have not been smoking nothing.
Yikes.
I haven't had anything since last year. Welcome to another episode of Queen3 and the King.
Yes.
Our topic today is our New Year's revolutions. I call it New Year's revolutions because we was at the barbershop one day and somebody came in and asked, "Did y'all got any New Year's revolution?" And I said, "First of all, that's Prince. That ain't what we doing here." So that is our topic today: New Year's resolutions.
Come on,
We'll talk about it. Just to get us started back in the swing of things, a fun show. We have an exciting show next week with some new additions to BS3 Network that we'll talk about a little later. But first, without further ado, we're going to introduce our co-host. And starting first with the seasoned queen out of Anna, Texas, by way of East Garland, Texas, a.k.a. Coco, a.k.a. Boney Maroney, Skinny Minnie, Darling Nikki, the Grandma herself. What up, Queen?
Hey, y'all. I missed y'all.
Happy.
And okay, go try it again.
There you go. There you go. You're back.
I did. Y'all didn't hear me?
You froze.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Happy New Year, guys. I said that I missed you all.
She's got a fake voice on and everything for y'all for 2022.
That's her proper voice, her work voice.
And yes. Y'all notice Mika got a problem. Like when people talking, she moved her lips with them. Every time I say so, she going, stop it, please. All right. And next, the controversial queen, the educator, Amoeba. Talk to the people, Queen.
Happy New Year. We're so glad that you're here with us.
And she's brought her Anita Baker voice back with us. This year. Thought we were going to leave that behind. All right. And on to the baby queen, Mama Lee, Blake Mama, which I don't know what we're going to call it now because baby Shiloh ain't too long from being in this world. Talk to the people, Queen.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Missed you guys. So ready to get into it.
Looks like Selena is co-signing on what I said. She said she does like that. It's so weird. She changed it. She goes, she does me like that. It's so weird. So apparently I'm not the only one who has noticed
I think she's told me that before. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, you do. It's like you trying to predict what we gonna say, nigga.
I'm really listening. Like active listening. You can't be. It looks like you're trying to formulate a response.
Yeah, cover your mouth up. All right, so we got Catalina in the house. She says, "Hey, family."
Hey, Mom.
And we got the doctor again. I called her Selena. My apologies, Dr. Selena.
Yes, the doctor.
Fitzroy
Put some
Smith.
respect on her name.
Yeah, whoever got to make this office label got a long day because they got to write a whole bunch of stuff. A doctor, the good Reverend Dr. Selena Fitzroy Smith. All right, we got Charlotte Wilson, the best voice at
hey, Charlotte.
built for this network. She goes, "Good evening and happy New Year. I've missed you." Hey, good to see you, Charlotte. We got Ben Sutter the third, the gentleman who put BS in BS3 Network.
Hey, Mr. Ben.
We got Monique Seanville in the house. A happy New Year to you, ma'am.
Hello, Monique.
We got Big Illinois. And Big Illinois, I told you, send me your cash app. I'll get you that $5 that Brian owe you. I know I can't send it to you directly, but I'll put it on your book, sir.
Oh, my. Out here for $5?
Yeah. It's probably with interest. We calculated. I say David Wilkes Mayhem said it's probably up to about $86,000 now since it's been so long. We got Amy Marie that says Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Let's see. Mika got a new background.
Yeah, she got a
background. And I don't know if this the piece of the headband wig she wearing today or is it something different.
He
tried to get away with it.
He said a piece. Oh, a piece. I would probably choose violence.
Yeah, I'm choosing for the first 5 days of January.
Hey, Ben said it. I didn't.
No, he did background.
He said that on this, but he texted me and asked about it.
He's a liar.
And Miss Priscilla, she goes, Happy New Year, family. She told Mama that she can't type fast enough to keep up with our subtopic. So that's why she don't say more. So we appreciate you, Miss Priscilla.
Oh, thank you. We got you.
Maybe put some lotion on. That'll help you type fast sometimes. We got Weeda in the house. Hey, Miss Weeda. Happy New Year to you. Got Donna in the house. What's going on, Miss Dawkins? Happy New Year to you. And Monique said, you're going to leave my line sister alone. Probably not. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into this topic. Again, New Year's resolutions. And so first of all, we're going to go around the room. We're going to start with Nicole and ask, when we say New Year's resolutions, what does that mean to you? Define that for yourself.
For myself, I define that as just most people wanted to have a better year than they had the year before. So they set out to have a better year by making New Year's resolutions of things that they would like to do better or things that they've never done that they would like to do.
So let me say this, y'all. Mika tried her best not to talk with Mika, so she nodding her head, and then when that wasn't working, she started doing her chapstick. She fighting it, boy. All right, Mika, now you can talk for real. What does New Year's resolutions mean for you?
I think it's just some goals or things that we want to do to improve ourselves, either mentally, spiritually, financially, for that new year. So it's just goals that we're setting for ourselves at the beginning of the year that never probably make it past March. But
All right. Lily, talk to me.
Every time I hear it, I think, New Year, new me, baby.
Yes.
So I think it's something that people set out to do differently than they maybe have done in the years past. So like Mika said, whether it's financially, whether it's starting a new diet, whether it's exercising, whatever the case may be, just putting forth a better you for the new year.
All right. And the clinical people tell us that.
When he says clinical, he means Google, everybody.
There you go. Say a New Year's resolution is a tradition most common in the Western world. So on the East side, we don't do this, but also found in the Eastern world. Oops, I guess they do. In which a person resolves to continue good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, which we could talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Accomplish a personal goal or otherwise improve their life at the start of a new year.
Yes.
All right. Change a trait or behavior. So my question is this just a waste of time? We're going to start with Lily. Is this just a waste of time?
You know what? Cadence asked me the other day. She was like,
She asked you or asked you?
She asked me the other day. And she said, do you have and she actually said revolution, and we laughed about that. But she said, do you have a New Year's resolution? And I said, no, I really don't see the point. I think it's one of those things where I used to be like, yeah, for the new year, this is what I'm going to do. But now I'm just like, just do it. Why does it have to be a resolution? I can start a resolution in March, April, May. It doesn't have to be at the start of a new year to say what I'm going to do differently this year. So I just make changes as the months go by. It just doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution.
All right, before we go to Mika, some lady says, happy New Year, everybody. Love y'all. Apparently her phone only texts in all caps.
Hey, mother.
Hi, mama.
That's y'all mama?
Okay.
Try
me not.
Your mama too.
Hey, Wilma Jean. All right, Mika, what you got?
Hey, mama.
I mean, that's a waste of time.
I don't know if it's a waste of time per se. I would say at the beginning of each year, I do not make resolutions. I always say I want to be better than the year before. I don't want to be the same person as I was the year before. So resolutions, no, but improving myself in different ways, yes.
Is that why you got a new background?
But she has been acting like the same 2021 Mika.
Oh, your edge is good on that side, just not on the other side.
Man, do right.
I'm doing right. What you talking about? Nicole, is this just a waste of time?
I really don't think it's a waste of time. But I agree with Mika with regards to that. And I also agree with Alicia with regards. It shouldn't just be for whatever. It should be every time you see that you need improvement. Don't just discount it. Just go ahead and say, look, I got to do better than what I did the year before. And that's just all it is to it.
Yep.
All right. H-Rap says, good evening, Queens and King. What's up,
H-Rap?
And Ain't Weeda says, some people uses the New Year's resolution to do some of the things they put part on their bucket list.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so they're marking off things
on their bucket list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each year they try to mark off things off their bucket list.
Make it a goal to
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. The doctor says it's only a waste of time if there's a lack of effort attached to it.
All right.
Okay. This is a question I had. Lily kind of answered it, but I in our little printed teaser or social media teaser to this particular show, I asked a question: if it's such a good idea, why wait until the first of the year? So, Mika, you got anything to add on that? If it's such a good idea, why wait till the first of the year?
Yes.
I think some people just say, okay, new year, new me. Like Alicia say, new year, new me. But like you said, it is a waste of time. Like if you say, I want to read my Bible more, you going to wait till January 1st, 2022? Or are you going to start that in June?
Because the devil ain't going to wait till January 1st.
And you might be like Betty White.
Ooh.
Not make it to January 1st. I'm serious.
We need a 20 second. Give me a 20, Ralph.
I'm serious.
That's real.
That's real.
No, please forgive me.
That is the first 20-second timeout issued on BS3 Network in 2022.
You may not make it.
To the baby queen. She gonna get on the last Golden Girl standing because she did not make 100.
I am not trying to be funny.
No,
you may not make it. You may
She's
not
just
make
trying to say if you threw a party and invited everybody
They said
I was being real. I wasn't trying to even be funny.
No, she was just saying, why wait, Tig?
Why wait?
Said I wouldn't be here today.
Oh, see,
you weren't.
Tig.
Oh, wow. Okay,
see?
You're right.
See, I take it too far. I was being for real.
I'm not saying
you got
nothing.
Anything else on it? Why wait? If it's such a great idea,
why
wait? Nicole, you got anything on that? If it's such a good idea, why wait?
No, I agree.
Oh.
If it's such a good idea they need to do, then it doesn't make a sense to wait. Just do it right then and there.
Okay.
Start, at least start trying to write down your goals or whatever it is to see if you can actually fulfill those goals.
Yeah.
Or have an accountability partner to help you fulfill those goals.
Well, they said John Madden, when Betty White got to heaven, he said, at least I got to see my show, my last special.
Oh,
and it was very good, John. I said it was very good, John.
And now you out because
what you mean out? I'm not out.
Yeah, time out on you.
Okay. Golden Brooks in the house, living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. He goes, hey, dog. Beautiful lady.
Hey, Golden.
Charlotte Wilson says, when I did it in the past, I fell off. So now I keep a gratitude jar and just have goals and prayer requests that I work on.
I love that. I love that.
Can you put Charlotte? Can you put Lily in the prayer request for saying what she said about?
Oh my gosh, White? Y'all! I did not mean anything.
And it's Betty White, not Betty Wright.
I ain't gonna say nothing else.
A-Trap got a kick out of that. Golden Brook says, welcome back. Hope you had a great Christmas and first of the year. We absolutely did.
Thank you. You too.
Absolutely did. Weeda says, every year my New Year's resolution is always the same. Go on a diet. I normally make it until March or April, then decide I'll wait until next year.
See, I think we all guilty, ain't we?
I was about to say, March or April when we hit our goals.
It's kind of shaky. It gets a little
that's
shaky.
part of the problem. Wow. A-Trap wants to finish Mika's lyrics and says, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you.
Travel down the road and back again.
Your heart is true.
You're a pal.
And a confidant.
Lily?
If you're through.
I'm not getting in on y'all talking about the dead.
We are celebrating her.
We're celebrating her life.
That's what you call a celebration.
No, I'm not getting in on that.
This is celebrate.
It's a celebration. I love me some Betty White.
All right, Dr. Smith says, I think people wait till the new year because it symbolizes a fresh start. It makes the change and commitment more trackable. That's good.
Yeah, I understand.
And
I understand,
hello, Charlotte, again. Okay. So let me ask you this question. What are some good New Year's resolutions? And we'll start in Anna, Texas. What are some good New Year's resolutions, Nicole?
I think one of the ones that I really want to start back doing again that I used to do all the time before the pandemic is volunteering, because that not only helps somebody else, but it also helps fulfill you. And the kids and I used to do it all the time. And that's something that I really, truly want to start doing again as soon as possible. It's very soon.
Okay. You can volunteer to wash my truck for me once a week.
No, not for you. For those that are in real trouble.
My truck be needing it.
Mine do too. But...
Meba.
Wash yours not.
What?
I said, if your truck not getting washed, I said, you said your truck is dirty. I said, mine is too. And if it's not getting washed, I'm not going to wash yours.
Okay.
You going to wash mine?
Meba.
See, you just skipped over me. That's why.
I thought she just said it. She said,
I said, are you going to
wash her?
Okay, Mika.
You better be glad Mama is on here, because I might have to backslide.
Absolutely.
She gonna choose violence in 2022.
Yeah, that's good. That's a long way to go to wash. Mika, what you got? What are some good New Year's resolutions?
One year, I forget which year it was, y'all.
Wasn't that good then if you done forgot it?
Y'all know what? I'm done. One year, I used to.
I figure out how to log out.
No, I was like, I don't want to do that. I used to have a time slot, like literally where alarm went off, where I would stop and, read the Bible or, my daily devotion and all of that. So I think that's one thing, because I think it kind of helped bring me back to the middle and keep me on straight and help me, guide me through the day. So having a devoted time for meditation and reading and devotional.
It helped bring you back, huh? Well, Donna, can you pop on here and sing that song "Take Me Back" that you and Larry used to sing at church on what was it? What's the name of the church? Davis Chapel.
That's it.
So we can help bring Mika back.
Mika back to where she belongs.
Yeah, take me back. Let's see. Monique said, I would say setting goals that are aligned with promoting self-care and helping others, something you can complete.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Self-care is another one too, Monique. And I think that, that meditation time and all that helped with self-care too. Just mentally having a break. Because how many times a day do you sit down and just breathe and chill and do
Every
that?
minute of the day, I sit down and breathe. I don't know. That's
Gone
how I stay
to-
alive.
gone
That's
to-
how my science body work. Raider Kev say, what up, fam? What up, Raider
Hey.
Kev?
Hey, Radical.
Lily, what are some good New Year's resolutions?
I think that self-care has been on the top of my list the last couple of years. And I'll say, like, as far as self-care, I'm gonna do this for Alicia. But I probably don't ever make it through the
So
list.
this year it was braids and eyelashes. Apparently.
Are you done? Or are you finished?
Is you finished or is you done?
But yes, so I would say self-care is a big one. Because if I'm not good, the house isn't good. So I need to take more time for me to focus on me.
Yeah.
Even if it's just 30 minutes, going in there, taking a bath and kind of focusing, like Mika said, on something. Reading more. I used to love to read. That used to be my way of calming down before I went to bed.
Yeah, she used to read some nasty books a lot.
No, I didn't.
That they sell like Kroger's by the checkout.
Don't do that. I did used to read a little Zane and stuff. I did have some other books.
But wow. Now you.
I did have other books.
That's
but
how,
now you need to graduate to
got here, ain't
something
it?
else.
What'd you say, Nikki?
Now you need to graduate to something else.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. So I just need to start reading more, and getting back to my place. That would help me kind of come at peace at night, and I could just go to sleep and rest peacefully. So I want to get back to doing some of those self-care things that I have kind of put to the wayside. Hey, because them children,
All right. Weeder. Ain't Weeder says a good resolution to me is to be the best person I can possibly be.
Yes.
We got Amy McCants on the line.
Hey, Amy. Looking good and snatched.
Yes.
Yeah. And she said, it's Amy. I know my Facebook name throws people. We know who you is.
We know, girl.
Ray the Kale says A-Trap has a great New Year's resolution. I may piggyback off his. All right. You may want to
say what it was.
Yeah, what was it? Did we? Okay.
A-Trap, let us know what it is. I'm nosy now.
Yeah.
Y'all tell us y'all's New Year resolutions.
Who?
Yes.
The audience.
Oh, the viewers. Okay. Yes. So again, we asked the question, what are some good New Year's resolutions? So that made me wonder, what were the top resolutions for 2021?
Okay.
So to narrow the list in 2021, the top 7 resolutions for 2021 were, y'all guess them. Let's see how many y'all can get at the top 7.
Lose weight.
Okay, let's see if that's on there. We'll put that on there basically as focus on improving your health. So it's basically the same one. Okay, what else?
Self-care, finances.
Finances was number 2. So lose weight was number 1. Finances was number 2.
Spending more time with your spouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Family time.
Did nobody give a shit about that? No, I'm kidding.
Well, I do it.
Number 4 said invest in your relationship.
Oh, baby. We'll have to get you a spouse.
You said number 4 did say it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. For real. Okay.
4 more in the top 7.
4.
Working out, is that under
health?
No, that's still gonna be under focus on improving your health.
Okay.
Mental.
That's correct. That was number 5.
That's good because this pandemic has revealed a lot of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation time, like recreational things. No.
Traveling.
Nope. Did not make it.
Yeah, because people scared to travel.
Golden Brooks has a good one.
Yes,
that's a real good one.
She said losing weight. She also said saying no.
Oh, I've been doing that a lot more.
Golden, the art of no. I'm still learning that.
Baby, I will say no.
I will too. I learned that.
Miss Priscilla said, mine is to practice baptizing.
You're doing good.
Rita Care said, mine in the New Year's resolution is to help someone to get healthy.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. And Golden has some advice for Alicia. She goes, stay away from Zane and Ely and Harris, and don't ask how I know those names.
See, now I'm gonna have to see who Ely and Harris is because I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah. And Amy says, thanks, Lily. And we just said, that's right, Alicia. If mama's not happy, no one in the household is happy. And I wanted to comment on that too. So a lot of people are feel guilty about self-care and taking time out for themselves, right? They think it's a selfish move, but she is 100% right. And that's whether it be for moms or dad, or whether you're single, or whether you're, somebody who runs a business, or whatever the case may be. You are no good to anybody if you're no good to yourself. Simple as that. You have to take care of yourself before you are in a position to take care of anybody else.
And that's kind of part of that saying no, right? So I had to realize that for Alicia, sometimes the answer has to be no, so that I can but take some time to myself and not have that guilt of not always jumping when somebody needs me to.
Yeah, Charlotte Wilson said purging or cleaning. I hope it ain't like the movie Purging.
No, that's one of the resolutions.
That's one of the resolutions.
And some lady named Wilma Pierce says staying out of grown folks' business.
And that was for Ted.
Okay.
I heard that.
Mama talking to you.
Amy said no resolutions for me, just trying to maintain at this point.
That's right.
Charlotte says save money, cut expenses. Brian says amen. Golden Brooks laughing, and he says on not jumping.
Because I said saying no and not jumping when somebody wants to.
Gotcha. All right, so any more? We got 3 more in the top 7 that y'all have.
I'm still one of Charlotte's answers: purging and cleaning your house.
No, but I'll go ahead and give you this one because this is going to be tough to get. It says to live more sustainably.
Okay.
I guess that's not being so wasteful or something. Another one is, I'm surprised y'all didn't get this one because this is a lot of people will do this at the beginning of the year. Pursue an aspiration. That was number 3.
Oh, okay.
This is the part of Family Feud where you just put the answers that nobody couldn't get on there. And the black family going, I said that. And then the last one, which is a fantastic one that we all need to probably do a little bit more, and that is disconnect from your phone. That was number 7.
It's addictive. It's addictive.
Yeah, those were the top 7 for 2021. All right. So what we'll do, we'll get a couple of comments and then we're going to jump into a couple of these streets is talking things.
Okay.
Let's see. Charlotte says, no, dog, getting rid of stuff, not the movie. All right. Golden Brook says, no judgment. Anguita says, women being is hilarious. Keisha Walker said, hey guys, my New Year's resolution is to cuss all the ones out there really deserve it.
Keisha.
And Rita says purging toxic relationship and people.
Amen.
Yep. That is absolutely correct. Well, now that brings us up to time for
Streets of talking.
Them same whack 2021 moves.
Yeah, ain't it? What is the streets saying?
Well, hello, y'all. So it's been a couple weeks, and it was a couple times where I wanted to pop in on our page and drop some, but I was like, let me just save up a couple that kind of stuck out to me. But Golden said, what is the street saying, honey? Yes. So Greg Leaks, that is Nene Leaks' husband. You know, he passed away a few months ago due to cancer. So
who did?
Greg Leaks. Nene's husband.
He related to WikiLeaks.
Boy.
You see how I move on?
Yeah.
Nene Leakes has been in the streets dating. So she's been posted up
How
with
long
her.
did he die?
Like
He
in
died
October.
And I like a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So she's posted up with what looks like the Black Santa.
He ain't even decomposed yet.
Yeah, so she's been dating, and she stated that on Greg's deathbed, he told her, "I don't want you being sad. You know, I want you to find somebody for you after I leave." Right. So I've seen folks calling her a hoe.
That's what Houdini said.
Some people said he ain't even.
You know I'm a.
He ain't even warm in the ground yet. You know, I mean, cold in the ground yet. So,
thank you, Derek. Thank you, Pastor Smith.
Yeah, they said body ain't even cold yet. That's exactly what they said.
Yeah, the blood still running warm in his veins.
They did.
That is not go.
So my question is, and what the debate has been online is she dating too soon?
Oh, okay.
Okay, or should you wait a certain amount of time after the death of a spouse, or has she really fulfilled her duty and her vows? Because she honored him until death, right?
Right.
So,
Golden said maybe she didn't. Golden said she might have started. You that cozy.
See, and that's what some other people are saying, that they feel like she was already dating, but there were rumors saying that her and Greg were kind of on the outs when his health really started to decline again. Yeah. And a little background on them, they divorced and got remarried. So I don't know if it was just solid.
So he started feeling on somebody else.
So that's my question. Like, what do you think? Is it too soon? Did she honor her vows?
Go ahead, Keisha.
Why wait?
Oh my!
We've seen it happen before. Nene is not the first to do it.
Right.
Where somebody dies and they're out a month later, linked to somebody else.
But see, let me explain. Let me just say this. Technically, it's not an issue, right? Technically, you're in the clear, so to speak. But if you really love that person that passed away, ain't you gonna be a little shook longer than 60 days?
I feel like I would.
You following me? I'm not even talking about the whether it's appropriate, the appropriateness of it or not. It's like if you really love somebody that passed away, ain't you generally shook a little longer?
But my thing is she maybe one of those people that feels like she needs somebody? You know what I'm saying? Because some people are like that.
Some women are like that.
Some people feel like I gotta have somebody, and maybe that's part of her grieving process. I don't know. But I know I wouldn't be comfortable just being like, oh, okay, all right, next. And then they have such a long history together. And
I hope he's on her ass.
Yeah. What he say?
I said, I hope he's on her ass. Go to Brooke said what Greg said, I want you to be happy. And she did just that.
She did.
Charlotte says that's her decision and her business. Personally, if I were to marry again, he would be the love of my life, and that would be it. Okay, so she's saying if he passed away, it wasn't gonna be no more.
And she married him twice.
Yeah,
she married him twice.
Yeah, you be shook longer than 30 days?
Yeah.
Pastor Smith says she lying. Ain't no man tell his wife, even on his deathbed, to lay with another dude. Hey, it's hard to argue, sir.
Yeah.
Charlotte says, I also feel like celebrities and reality TV stars live differently for most of us. That's a fantastic point.
That is definitely a great point.
And Dr. Smith says, I don't think there's a certain amount of time that a grieving wife should wait. However, there is a certain amount of time that it needs to be in the streets because it's insensitive to those who are also grieving that person's death. That is a fantastically
that's a good point.
That is a well-put point.
He has sons, his son is in his early 20s, so they're old enough to see what you're doing. And
she followed that up by saying she had that man before he died, though. That's just my opinion.
Because they are super comfortable.
Yeah.
That don't happen in 3 months.
And she's not only been
she's
linked to this guy, dating this guy, but there was pictures of her kissing another dude.
God, she trying to get
She's
it
not
in.
grieving.
She's trying to get it in.
Yeah, so there is a picture,
wow.
and he told her that he said, Lanithia, I wish you well. So he called her by her name. Like, yeah, we had a fling or two. So it's been a couple of people that are claiming that they've had some ties to her since he passed.
So she's the whoremonger.
Oh,
right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Well, yeah, she going for the record. I said in the first 6 months after I got divorced. Anyway, Monique said, I would say it depends on that person and their relationship along with whatever they went through.
Yeah. That's kind of why I was like, I don't know how nobody really knows what her and Greg were doing.
Yeah.
If it was just like, I'm just going to stay here until.
It has to be some kind of respect.
Yeah.
It still has to be.
I think so, but I don't know.
They may have been on that Will and Jada maintenance plan.
My take.
A-Trap said,
what about 71?
71 days.
Oh my God.
Keisha says, nope, she fulfilled her vows till death do us part. I'll be needing someone to grab a handful of this ass off. God!
Keisha, my mother is on here.
Baby, Keisha can come through, baby.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Weeda says, I'm with Nene. I would do the same. It says death until death do us part. He is gone. Nene probably wasn't in love with her deceased husband. That's what I'm saying. Or she could just be codependent on
y'all killing me with that.
And that's another point. She might not have been in love with him. They could have been over, and she was just making sure she stuck with him until he passed.
Yeah. And she let him go to house too.
To make sure she get all that money.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where
she celebrated.
Loved Greg, but I don't know if she was still in love with him.
That's a difference. That is a difference.
I think that she really did love him, but I don't know if she was still in love. Just based on kind of, yeah.
Okay, let's see what Brandon says. She goes, mentally, I don't think I could wrap my mind around even wanting to be with anyone else. I would be broken, but I believe some people believe the way to get over a man is to get under another.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who said that, who I've heard say that before, but I'm going to highlight one of her comments so you'll know. Keisha said, I'm sorry, Mom. And Brandon said, oh, dang, I forgot Gandy is on here. And it's too late to delete it now. Yeah.
Go on and speak it, y'all.
Monique says, will the time of waiting differ if they had just divorced? I was wondering the same thing.
I was thinking.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
I'm gonna say in that particular situation, I would be more comfortable with the time being less in that situation, generally because so many divorces are contentious. And so you may have been over that dude anyway, or that female anyway. So and a lot of times you hear people say, I was checked out months or years before the divorce was final anyway. So yes, I would think it would differ slightly in a divorce situation versus a death. Because again, a death, and Lily, even if I just love the person but not in love with him, I would still think I'm gonna be shook for a minute.
I agree completely, but I just think that
even if you're getting it behind closed doors, we ain't finna go out nowhere. We finna Netflix and chill.
And that's what I said. Well, maybe it was one of those things where she kind of rushed to bring it to public eye. Maybe you should have just kind of chilled at home with it. Because she catching a lot of side eyes.
Yeah, and you can get all kinds of foods delivered now.
So I mean, she got the Lanithia Lounge. She can have her workers bring her some food. So
Charlotte asks a good question: is this a double standard? If the tables were turned, would people be critical of Greg? I would think that. I mean, my thought process is really irrelevant to whether it's the male or the female doing it. And we're talking about a death situation. I mean, hell, John Manwife ain't out there giving the cookie to nobody yet.
Well, she's 89, dude.
I'm gonna say she might not be
I'm
able
gonna see if they get it in at 89. What the hell that got to do with anything? And have you heard that the old folks' homes got more
I know that.
sexually transmitted diseases going on than anywhere?
Yeah.
So
They
they
just
get
She
it
can't even
in.
move, Tig.
Huh?
She can't even move, do nothing. Wait, she was looking on that.
Do not compare Nene to John Madden's wife.
Yeah, let's start there.
Oh, they ain't doing nothing.
That's number one.
What? I didn't hear
there.
you. What did you say, Mika?
I told him don't compare that woman to John Madden's wife.
Yeah, Charlotte says, I agree, just threw it out there. No, it's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Golden says, yes, Alicia, that was me. I always felt like I needed someone and I made poor choices. Now I'm so good with being alone. I would just date now. No commitments. I just want to be slutted out. God, what is wrong with you? I'm
if you're real in 2022.
Baby, I love this energy they come
and
with.
this, let me put you like this. And this is Brian. This is H-Rap's sister.
All I want to know is continue. Come on.
Wait a minute. No, is everybody seeing no sound?
Can y'all hear
everybody?
They gotta be. They're commenting.
They commenting.
Yeah, they commenting.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'll likely give myself 90 days of grieving, especially if Greg lost his drive.
Oh,
wow. I'm gonna need to get somebody to hunt.
Man, he was dying from cancer.
Thank
he
you.
lost his drive. He was dying from cancer.
I'm tickled.
Y'all need to go back and watch Man Talk Monday's episode from a few weeks ago and get some of this affirmed that the doctor recommended. You won't have no problem with no drive. Charlotte Wilson,
even when you're on your deathbed.
Yeah, it works. Charlotte Wilson,
I think that was the last thing on his mind.
Exactly.
Monique said, "Speak the truth, Golden." That was funny. Now I can.
Okay.
Must have been his issue anyway. Rate KF thumbs up. God, now see.
Oh, she cutting up, baby. Do you hear
me? What are you drinking right now is what I need to know. You used to be saved.
Drink
right,
the show.
Yeah, and gonna be shouting Sunday.
Yes.
Lily, what else you got?
All right, so I know y'all saw this clown again in the news. Tristan Thompson. He does it again. Okay. So this time there is a baby involved. Okay. So he's cheated how many times to Chloe? I don't think I can really.
I think we have 3 or 4 that we know of.
That we know of, right? So we're about at 3 or 4 that we know of. But paternity test came out today or yesterday that he fathered a child with a trainer that was out of Houston. He's slanging it all over the States. Wow. And so she said the girl has
I got hoes in every area.
Every city, every state.
She said when she first came
I got hoes.
Shut up. But when she first came out with it, she told him, I'm very confident that he's the father. There's never been a doubt on who I was messing with. He's just trying to do this to act like he has been faithful to Chloe. So she was like, we can do the paternity test, have no problem with it. But he tried to get ahead of it and hurry up and put out this apology to Chloe, saying that she deserves much better than him and how he wants her to forgive him. He sent roses to his daughter.
Are they still married?
No, they're not married.
They were together, though.
They never got married.
No.
And she better be glad.
I think they were trying to have another child because she wanted her children to have the same father.
Yeah, she did want to have another child.
So she wanted to have another child, and he went out and had another child with somebody else. So he had flowers delivered to True, like she understands what's going on.
True.
And Lamar Odom spoke out and said that he really hopes to reconnect with Chloe because he thinks that she's a really good person. He wants
he want to get with her.
No, he said he wants to reconnect as friends. He knows that it can't work, but he wants to be her friend and that she deserves a lot better.
Is he still getting crack high?
But clearly, if we go back,
I see it. Is he still getting crack high? I'm gonna tell him whether they can reconnect or not.
I don't think he is.
No, they
said that he's clean right now.
They said he's clean.
Yeah, I think he's been
out of the bunny range then, where they having to revive your ass because you.
And isn't he doing like the celebrity boxing stuff?
Yeah, he is, and I think he's been doing relatively well. Just
he done
all
won,
the way around.
Yeah.
So so they were talking, just saying that that they think Chloe should just move on. This should be it. Like, what is she gonna do at this point? And she, of course, she's not saying much, but Chloe has in the past, when he's cheated, she's always said something to the female in the public eye, but has never addressed him in the public eye. And that's usually how we see it go, right? We usually see it go that they try to clown the other female, but when you should be clowning the guy that continues to do you like this in the public eye. So do you think Chloe is really done this time? What are y'all thoughts on this?
Nope.
Number one.
I said no. I said no.
Number one, that female owes her nothing.
Right.
So you can attack the female all day long, but if you're not attacking what's there in the house with you, he gonna keep running back outside. Number two, it becomes abusive after a while. If you keep this repeated behavior, and I got to wonder and think, you can't even go out of town without getting a baby. So it's no way he'd be able to come back. To me, she's allowed this. I think mistakes happen, but if you keep allowing this 2 and 3 and 4 times, and now we got another baby, and you're not protecting me, you're out there doing it unprotected. So you have no respect for me.
But a lot of people also brought up the point of how Chloe came into the situation with Tristan. He had just gotten that other girl pregnant.
Yeah, she was on the side.
She came right on in and swooped him up. So how you get him is how you lose him. Ain't that what they say?
That's what the old folks say.
A couple of comments. Brandy on the other story says Nene could have let the house sell first. Just from a realtor.
Contact her.
It's already sold.
Rita says I was married twice. Had 2 baby daddies and was not in love and didn't like them that much. I have only been in love once, and now we're with Kevin. He passed in 2016, and my heart's still bleeding. Charlotte says the rating on this show is going to change tonight.
It's TVMA.
The FCC will be calling. Raider Kev is not going to help this rating because he says my relationship with sex is till death do us part.
Woo.
Wow. So that's why I would imagine he's commenting on that 89-year-old John Madden.
Yes.
Rita says Tristan Thompson needs therapy. He must have a sex addiction.
He do.
Who doesn't?
I think that
Charlotte says,
you need to go therapy with me.
Huh? Y'all breaking up. Charlotte said.
I hear that.
I hope I'm gonna call you.
Lamar Odom is broke.
He sure is. That's one thing they did point out, that they ain't got no money.
You smoked the VCR. I smoked the TV, mama.
Yeah. I said he was doing well crack wise. I don't know about finances.
No, he's been. I'm telling y'all, he's been winning those matches. And they pay.
But he has all that back child support.
I'm about to say it's being taken by back child support.
He got a lot of back child support to pay.
Well.
Yeah, and that celebrity boxing ain't paying that much, no way.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than what he got.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, like Kenny Briscoe said, anything be the blank.
See, period.
Charlotte says, I don't understand so much unprotected sex with so many risks going on with STDs, HIV, AIDS, and no commitment on parental intention that's happening today amongst celebrities.
Yeah.
Keisha said, thing is, do we know that Chloe Kardashian did that might have drove dude to cheat? Tristan needs to learn discretion. He effing it up for all the players. Wow. So now let me ask this question. So ain't y'all black women tired of getting on other black women about you drove him? And I know Chloe ain't black, but shouldn't women be, she's saying she drove him to cheat. Ain't y'all want to say something about that?
Tristan is a clown that seeks attention from other people. He was writing this girl, I think his name was like Black Jesus on Snapchat. And that's how he was hooking up with her under another name. So she didn't have it. And she posted receipts. He's just a clown that cannot keep his penis in his pants.
And he has to be a dumb clown.
Yes.
Candy said he needs therapy.
Well, he's not. I mean, it looks like he doesn't care whether he gets caught or not.
No, he doesn't. He's
continuing to do it.
He's very sloppy.
Charlotte says the Kardashians don't have a good track record of relationships.
They don't.
So you either do them or they do you.
Yeah. They call it the Kardashian Curse, is what they call it.
And ain't which one of them is OJ their daddy?
Chloe.
They claim Chloe.
They say it's Chloe.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. We don't want to get.
You don't get to swallow that spit before you start talking.
I have water.
Chris
That's
don't want her to
nasty.
get a
If you got that much
performance
spit
test.
in your mouth, you need to go to the dentist.
There's been some juicy mouth motherfuckers out there. Golden says a person only does what you allow them to do.
Yes.
That's true.
That's right.
And Raider KF says, facts Charlotte, I think these celebrities think their status makes them immune from these issues.
Yep.
Quite possibly. Charlotte says, right, Kevin, see celebrities and reality TV people don't live like most of us. Brandon said, that's right, Amika. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Not true. You can't go out of town to even live life in peace. You couldn't pay me to give someone a second chance. Wow.
Ooh, Brady said, out of here.
Yeah. Tristan Thompson nickname should be Hot Nuts. Nope, that's already taken.
No, that name already
That's
taken.
already taken from East Garland, and Paul Caraway can tell you who that is if you don't know.
Yikes.
A-Trap just laughed. Okay, so real quick before we get into the last piece of this New Year's resolution.
Yes.
Anthony Antonio Brown, as you may well know,
Talk about it.
Ripped his jersey off on the sideline, threw it in the crowd, threw his gloves in the crowd, threw his t-shirt in the crowd, and walked off shirtless and waved to the crowd and got them to give him some cheers on the way out.
Yes, he goes.
Now some things have come out today that said that the reasoning why this all went down. One of them said that Coach Bruce Arians told him to get back in the game. He refused to do so. Coach Bruce Arians came back again and said, go back in the game. He refused to do so. Now AB's camp is saying there was an injury there with his ankle and that he should not have been playing anyway. And that he's going to get a second expert opinion, and that he has been known to have a high pain tolerance, which is their answer to he didn't look like he was hurt when his ass was jogging and doing all that stuff off the field.
And jumping out of there.
They say he didn't look hurt then, and they said, well, he got a high pain tolerance, and they claim that the MRI and stuff like that was taken today or yesterday indicated that yes, he does have high pain, or he's experiencing high pain right now. What say you?
And I also saw it was another thing that was saying that he was so close to getting this bonus payout.
Yeah.
That they were holding him from getting that. Like they were trying to block him from getting that.
Yeah, but that doesn't jive with the coach telling you to get back in the game.
Right.
And Tom Brady, the one who throws the footballs, is his boy. So Tom Brady would have got him one of those incentives, which is just 8 receptions. Tom Brady could have got him that in a quarter. The other one was a TD, and the other one I think was 56 yards or whatever. Right. So that was easy.
So that's my thing was like, what is the true story? Because what was the coach holding you back? Was it another mental breakdown that we often have talked about with Antonio?
So that's the debate right now. Is this a mental thing, or is this he's just?
I think so.
He's very irrational.
I believe it is. Smiley, and he was talking about it today. And
so
I shared a video on Keegan's place.
You said who is that, Nikki?
Ricky Smiley. He was talking about that today, and he actually shared a video. And I shared it on my Keegan's place and said that he had a head injury some time ago.
2016.
Yeah. So it's definitely could be mental health.
Yeah,
Because
some
people have even said like CTE is already showing through on him.
Yeah.
quite possibly.
Yeah.
We just said some people have a mental illness and don't know it.
Yeah.
Brandon said, I used to think cheating. I used
She
to
went
think
back,
cheating
baby.
could possibly be a mistake, but Corey helped me realize cheating is a conscious decision that made me rethink all the stuff I've ever been through. Wow.
Woo.
Monique says, I thought this was not the first time he has had this issue. It's mental.
Yeah.
It is.
Brian said, I'm doing that next show. You
Yeah.
doing what?
Antonio Brown,
Oh
probably.
yeah, because I think Brian, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brian is of the camp that he's not giving him a mental pass anymore, that he's just an idiot, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, A-Trap.
Yeah, I think there's and when I was showing Brandon and when it happened, we were in between. I think he was watching the other game and I started seeing it on Facebook.
You was reading that
Zane.
No, I was reading it on Facebook and he just said he's an idiot. He was like, Tom Brady, he's the reason why he is on the Bucks right now. Like that was the thing that was holding him on the Bucks, because Tom Brady actually believed in him and wanted him.
And Tom Brady said some things that make you think it's mental, because he said, that it's time to have compassion for the things that are going on, and the way he worded it made it seem like it may have been a mental issue,
Right. And Ricky Smiley was
Tom Brady genuinely likes this dude.
And that's what Brandon was saying. Like he really likes him.
He does. Yeah. But Ricky Smiley was saying that he actually, when he had that incident back in 2016, if anybody hadn't,
thank you, Lord.
But you can see it on YouTube. Go to YouTube and you'll be able to see exactly how it happened and everything. But that the NFL also, they need to change some of the game. If somebody is, because those concussions and stuff that can cause traumatic stress disorder or whatever. But people need to take mental health more seriously than what they do. It's not a laughing matter of any kind, because I have dealt with it in my own household with my own child before so that to me that is nothing to be playing about, nothing to make jokes about. And it just got to me earlier today when I was listening to Ricky Smiley, because he's right. They need to do more in basketball and football and college football, all these kind of things, because anytime you mess with the head, that's serious.
Yeah,
so
but
it's not a laughing matter. We need to be praying for him and all of those who suffer with mental health issues.
I think that it's serious that in sports they should definitely
need to
keep an eye out for it. But you also have to have people in your team
that watch
that push that, because you have
people
billions
around you
of dollars.
You.
You have to have you have to stop surrounding yourself with these people and have some people that force you to take accountability for your actions.
But the other thing
and for your health. So we can't all point the blame to sports and saying the NFL.
I'm not just saying all that.
But I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general.
But I just know that people also, whenever they do have a mental health crisis or what, they don't understand the severity of it. They don't even think that they have a problem. So it may be that instance where he don't feel like he has a problem.
But
the people around him do need to support him. Exactly, I agree with that. But they need to try. Sometimes you can't make a grown man do what they don't want to do either.
Right.
So, but then you also have to
sit them down.
Force that you got to.
But sometimes even still you can't force them.
Yeah, don't they have a 5150 hole? Ain't that what that's called? And you can put them in involuntarily if you think they're going to be a danger to themselves or others. But here's the deal. See, another thing that's taking place too is because mental health is such a hot button topic right now. A lot of people are using that as a crutch, or they're using that as an excuse for poor behavior, right? To protect folks. So it's not always mental health. Every time somebody act a fool, it ain't because they, got a mental health issue, but that is that that is that protective zone. If you put that up, okay, all of a sudden nobody can touch it, and I don't even know that he's saying that. This is what people are speculating based on the behavior,
Right.
But Lily is right. You talk about the NFL's responsibility, you talk about the fans' response, you talk about all of this, but the first responsibility to Antonio Brown, number one, comes from Antonio Brown. Number two, the first responsibility or second responsibility comes from his family. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then number three, his friends and folks around him. They are the ones who owe him everything, not just simply because of his money. I don't care if he's dead broke.
Yeah, but how do we know they're not
friends still owes him everything. So they should be checked.
But how do we know that? But what I'm saying is everybody don't have a family that's going to do the things that our family may do or other people's family may do. Every family is different.
Right.
So he may not have anybody that's really truly supporting him.
Yeah, and I get that, but I'm just saying that the things that have been happening in the media, his camp knows the mental talks that are going on.
Right.
About CT.
Nobody is addressing that out of his camp.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, it's an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be an injury, or it could be some of that mental health stuff that we're kind of saying, well, this is not the first time this has happened. So I think that he has to have somebody, even if it's one person in his group.
Yeah, of course he does. But he may not have that. It's obvious.
But I'm saying, but you also have to pay attention to what's going on around you. Like it has to be a point to where, yes, people can help you. Yes, people can help, but Antonio Brown also has to look at himself and be like, I gotta get help for me.
Absolutely.
I understand that.
With that kind of money that's being surrounded, I assure you somebody has made the effort over the years to try to address whatever issue that's there. Raider Kev says money is not part of the story. 3 years ago with the Raiders, he forfeited $30 million to get his way. So why does less than $2 million make such a difference today? There's also that situation with the helmet. He knew for years, at least 2 years, that the helmet situation was changing. Even people like Tom Brady knew they had different helmets, and him and other players started transitioning into the helmets that would be allowed. He simply refused to do so. So everything ain't mental illness. I'm sorry.
Some of it is his attitude.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that everything is mental illness. I'm just stating how I was perceived for me. So I mean, everybody has different scenarios.
We just say it's mental illness is no joke. You can go to bed in your right mind and wake up and you're not. You can be the most gorgeous person, have money, and be in a great relationship and still have mental health issues.
Money ain't everything.
Brown Keegan. All right. Keegan says, what's up, nephew?
Hey, nephew.
He says, I think it's the media. It fits the narrative. NFL is a business. I think it's the money. I heard you always have to follow the money. That stat incentive is important. That's a decent point. And yes, you can get to a lot of answers to a lot of questions by following the money. But like Raider Kev says, this cat done walked away from $30 million.
30.
So we're basically talking about each incentive that he had, and there were 3 of them, were worth $330,000 each. So you're basically talking about $1 million. So if you walk away from 30, $1 million ain't shit.
Yeah.
Hi, son. I'll see you Thursday.
Golden Brook says
Keegan
people
Brown
still don't talk about it like they should. Correct. Mental health, right? Palante says, Doc, I heard that AB was mentally sane and chilled until this hit, and he got the YouTube.
That's the one from 2016.
Okay, right on, Palante. But you need to worry about getting them Cowboys straight and not worried about AB. Ray the Chaos says, Doc, you have a great point. Mental health is definitely on the front page of conversation right now, but we also forgetting some people are just selfish and have bad behavior. That's correct. Palante says, I remember how horrible Aaron Hernandez's brain was after his death.
Yes.
CT is dangerous and unable to be diagnosed until the
I was about to say, CTE can't be diagnosed until death.
And they said he had one of watching his documentary. It was crazy. He had one of the worst cases.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap this one up. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna ask you the questions how to keep your New Year's resolutions, because even though we talked about a lot of street stuff today, that was a topic is New Year's resolution. So if you are someone who still chooses to get New Year's resolutions or have New Year's resolutions or set a New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna give you a few ways on how to keep it. After that, we'll go to final thoughts and we'll start in Anna, Texas. So how to keep a New Year's resolution. Number 1, pick the right resolution. Don't do no dumb shit.
Hello.
Yeah.
Number 2, I tickle myself. Number 2, be specific. Sometimes we'll try to have some general thing. I'm just gonna eat better. Well, shit, that's that's real easy to get away from. So be specific, right? Number 3, make it measurable. Do something that you can actually measure, right? If you say I'm going to read more, set a number. Say I'm going to read 1 book a month,
5 books,
or whatever is the case. Well, it's easy to read, Zane. I'm talking about novels, good books that people read.
Don't do that. Like I just
make it measurable. Number 4, and this one is super important as far as I'm concerned. Make it achievable. Sometimes we set goals that are way too lofty, and that's not the way to do it. Set smaller, more achievable goals so you'll have more confidence and courage, and you'll be more likely to set another achievable goal, et cetera, et cetera. And then also make it relevant. In other words, don't say, I ain't buying no more t-shirts, and your ass don't ever buy t-shirts. Make it relevant to
so you can be like, see, baby, I cleared 3 things off my list.
I done did it. I ain't bought no t-shirts. And then finally, make it time bound. Put a time limit on it. Say within the first 3 months or within the first 90 days, I'm going to do this. The next 90 days, I'm going to do this, et cetera, et cetera. And that will also help you make sure that it is measurable. All right. And now it is time for our final thoughts as we wrap this one up. This has been a fun comeback episode after our, brief 2-week hiatus for the holidays. Let's see, before I go to Nikki, let me see if there's any other comments I need to write. Let's see, he said, dog, don't come out to me about these boys. Monique says, great show, y'all. We appreciate you, Monique.
Thanks,
Golden says, now, Doc, Sneaky Link. I don't know what she's talking about. H-Rap, you need to talk to Golden, man. I don't know what's been over that today. Priscilla Baker says, fantastic show.
Thank you.
When did you start typing that, Miss Baker? Did you start typing that
you can
10 minutes ago?
Listen to the and she'll cuss him out.
Not too much.
Smart goals. That's what I said,
goals.
Mo. I heard that smart goals.
Yep. All right, Nicole, final thoughts, ma'am.
I just want to thank you guys again. I let you guys know that I missed being on the podcast with you guys for the last couple of weeks. And I pray that everybody had a wonderful Christmas and New Year holiday. And I pray that everybody continues to all the goals that they set out this new year, and be intentional about the things that you do. Be intentional. And that's one of the things that God placed in my heart on last week. One morning when I was praying is that we have to be more intentional, and sometimes we're not, but we need to be more intentional. So take the time to spend your personal, intimate time with God, and let Him minister to you, and let Him fill you with His Holy Spirit, because with everything that's going day and age, that's to be leaning on and calling on. So I just want y'all to just remember whose you are and who He is. And I also would like for you guys to
feel the fire.
Oh my God. I also like you guys to have a great remainder of your week.
Yeah.
And that is it.
All right, Mika, on you.
It wasn't that funny.
This whole show done had me about to be tickled for the rest of the night, y'all. Y'all, New Year's resolutions, goals, or whatever you're doing, do it with fidelity.
Come on, fidelity. Come through.
She Googled that before the show.
Yeah, obviously.
I was trying to make sure I could fit it in before the end of the show. No, for real. Just do it with fidelity. And y'all, one of the things that I'm trying to make sure I have this year is accountability partner. So as I set goals or resolutions, I make sure I can have somebody who does well in that area of that goal. And y'all have a good week. Stay safe. Mask up.
Come on, mask up.
People. All right, Lily, final thoughts.
Thank you for tuning in as usual. We definitely missed you guys over the holiday season. Prayed you all guys all stay safe and continue to stay safe. As far as our topic, New Year's resolutions, I think the best, Nikki said it, be intentional with what you do this year. Intentionality is everything. So I think that sometimes we say what we're going to do, and we don't do it. Just stick through. Accountability partners. I always say that it makes it easier to have, it makes it easier to reach goals when you have somebody kind of pushing you and being accountable for you. So just continue to be safe, guys. And we appreciate the support each and every week.
Yeah. John, if you've been on here this whole time, man, there ain't no way you've been here this whole time with some of these comments. You couldn't.
Nah, he just snuck in the back door.
Yeah, he had to, because he would have
had to.
Yeah.
He stepped in with his finger up like they do at church.
Yeah. So for me, my final thoughts before I get into them, I want to remind everyone about next week's show. The episode is called Marriage is Real. Not necessarily so we will be talking so much about marriage. We will get a few pointers from our subject matter experts, which is Jamie and Damian Johnson from their show, Marriage is Real. This is a new show that we've signed to BS3 Network. Been knowing Jamie and Damian for several years. They are one of my favorite couples. They are just some good people. I'm going to tell some stories that they may not want me to tell tomorrow about some of our time together, but they'll be on next week. And again, their show will be on, I believe it'll be Thursday evenings, but we will get that times for sure. Hopefully we'll know for sure by next week what their exact time is. All right, John, you missed it, man. We needed you today, man. It was some folks was out of pocket.
No, you did good, John. You did good.
Thank you, Lord.
So again, look for us next week, same time, 7:30 Central Standard Time, next Tuesday. And for me, as far as my final thoughts are concerned, again, thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you back. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, like A-Trap says.
Hey.
Hit the like button, subscribe, share it. Hit the notification bell. We could use all of your support. Let's take this thing to a different level in 2022. And again, as far as New Year's resolutions or anything else, I'm going to say this: do you. I put a Facebook post out there the other day that basically talked about not living for anyone else, but living for he that died for you, right? And he, even though he died for the worst parts of you, he still focuses on the best parts of you.
Yeah.
Right? So don't be,
oh yes.
So don't be trying to satisfy anybody else, whether it's your New Year's resolutions or what you do on a normal day-to-day basis. Don't worry about nobody else. Live for yourself. Take care of yourself first, and then worry about other folks.
See, and same old 2021, Mika. Same old.
Ain't changed yet, Lord.
Ain't changed a thing.
And that is it for our first episode of 2022. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Are we smiling or what are we doing?
The Queen3 has arrived.
You know. What's your out then? So I'm gonna start with both of y'all's hands right here.
Look for my thumb.
Look for your thumb.
Like if you can see my thumb on